Retrofriends. It's late night on a Friday. It's been a while since I've done a tool shop video, and I'm in the shop. I have one of these gas discharge lamps. These are basically made from the patents of Aerolux. They used to be a company from the 30s to the 70s that produced these neon low pressure light bulbs that light up, but I had an idea and I have to pursue it. So it's been a while since I did a tool shop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a tiny planter to hold my tiny neon flower, and I think it'll end up being pretty cool. So I'm going to get this started. So it's like a rainy night in Pittsburgh. Happens pretty often in the fall, and a couple days ago I was cleaning out the kitchen and found this tiny coffee cup and this tiny saucer, and they both had chips, so I didn't want to use them to eat, because you shouldn't eat things that have chips or eat off plates that have chips in them because they collect bacteria. Okay, that's pretty clean. Basically, my plan, in a nutshell, is to utilize some wine bottle cork light sockets that I found at Goodwill for like, I don't know, $3 each, and this old coffee cup to make a tiny lamp for this gas discharge light. I think it'll look cool and it'll make a nice gift. So, the lamp itself doesn't give off a lot of light, but you're going to want to be able to display it in some way. And right now it takes up a light bulb socket from a lamp. And that's kind of wasteful. I mean, you need the lamp to see things. So I'll just show you this thing I have. Okay, so this is goes in a wine bottle and has a cork on the bottom, and it's a light. It has a standard mains plug for the US. It says don't use anything over 40 watts, but luckily these bulbs are only 3 to 5 watts, so we're really good on that. Now, I could take this cork off of here, but there's no reason to do that, I don't think. But I'm going to cut it back. Basically, I want it to sit so that the socket is inside the cup like this. And in fact, I actually want it to sit down in there a little bit, so I might end up taking this bottom off. But, actually, can I unscrew this? Oh, I can. So I actually could take this whole thing out of here. How would I? Well, I'd have to do some cutting and snipping and re-soldering. It seems like there's a little shaft that goes down into this. And I hate to ruin one of these, but I do have 4 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Probably take this bottom off. I can actually put it through the saucer. Now, I accept that I'll have to put the saucer on something. I have some wood chunks, so I'm going to put the saucer underneath the wood chunk like that so that it sits on the wood chunk and you can't see the wood chunk. So that's the plan. So this will sit in this through the bottom of this cup, and this will be glued there or somehow stay there. This will be through the bottom of the cup, and it'll be done in such a way that looks like it'll just fit down through the hole there. I don't know. I'm going to have to fiddle around with it for a little bit, so let's see what happens. Alright, so I've got the cup here, and I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to have to drill it. Now, I have a huge drill, and I have spade bits, and I'm feeling like the spade bits are the way to go, but I'm not really sure. This drill is massive, and it's probably not the right drill for the job, but it does hold this really big bit. Let's find out. So maybe we score it first. Just give it a place to land, you know? I still feel like this is too much of a drill. Alright, spade bits. Let's try one of those. I'm putting this hand drill. I love a hand drill. I have a bunch of these. They're the greatest. Also known as the egg beater drill. It is sort of like a stoneware. I mean, it's probably a grinder is better. So I don't even know if it's going to work on this, but this is a Dremel bit. That is working. I don't know, it's almost like it's melting, or I don't know what's going on here. Well, it's a lot of friction, not a lot of progress. Really, the grinder was the best bet. Definitely some chipping occurring, but I'm moving the drill in little circlets to kind of help it get more surface area. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off really close. And okay, so that this will sit in there, but then you have that. I could turn it on and remove this, and then maybe put a switch on the other end, or whenever it's plugged in, it's on. Now the method and the madness come together. So, slide these through there. Reattach them to the coffee cup, or I mean to the socket, pull that down into the coffee cup, and I think I have myself a lamp. Of course I need to put some base on the bottom so that I can have this come out one side. Well, what I was thinking is, once I got that turned on and placed in there, I could silicone the socket into place. I guess I could just decrease the amount of silicone that touches the actual socket. So the socket would be in here, and you would have it turned on, and then you would fill the bottom half with the silicone. So I'm just gonna guess the grinder tip. Okay, that should be pretty good. That's pretty aligned. Alright, let's see what kind of super glue we got today. Well, there's a little bit of this gel control left, so let's put that on the bottom of the coffee cup. That's it. Luckily I have a little more. So, I'll catch you tomorrow, or for you in a few seconds. Before I go to bed, I did place 2 wooden blocks there and glued them in place. So this is just here to create weight and pressure down, what you're supposed to do when you glue. So this should be good. I'm going to leave it like this overnight. Alright, so it's been overnight, and you can see that the cup and the things that are going to allow the cord to come through, the wood blocks I used, are going to do that. So that's good. So now we just got to resolder this, and I've noticed that there's a plus and a minus on the pins, but I don't remember which is plus or minus. Now, before I check against one of the other ones, the one with writing is usually the negative. Let's take a look at the other one and see if I'm right. This is the writing. It goes around there and it goes to the positive. So I guess that's the positive wire. I was wrong. It's good to have a little reference point, otherwise I would never have gotten that. So it's a good thing. Okay, we're back up at the lab. I'm heating up my iron. I've got my wire strippers. Not going to remove too much here, but I'm just going to get this going. So we've got got the positive and then negative wire. All right. It's tough. It's hard to put wire to wire like that. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape because I can't seem to get it to stick. That worked wonders. So I just remembered that I happen to have a hot glue gun up here. And even though I could open that thing of silicone and use it, I'm going to use this hot glue gun to hold everything in place. That way I can always remove it. It's not a big deal. It's cheaper, and I don't have to ruin all that silicone. So I'm just going to heat up my hot glue gun and finish this project right here. Just a nifty little craft project, something I was working on to go along with this bulb and to kind of take this to another level. I might, like I said, I'm going to probably fix the straightness here, and I'm going to have to re-glue this, or I might just leave it loose, but I think it's probably better if it's glued in place. It just feels more complete that way. If you like this project and would like to help the Retro Friends, please visit our Patreon at the link in the description. We appreciate all of your support. If you can't support us financially, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can learn more about our DIY projects and much, much more.